what I swore to. And we don't give them any training like that. We have them take the oath and then tell them to forget it.
Well, that's what you're here for, right?
Yeah, that's right.
I wonder, how successful do you think you've been over all these years? How many cops and military personnel actually, you think, understand the Constitution, understand the Bill of Rights, understand the oath?
Well, sadly, most of them are retired now, except the ones we're reaching today. You know, we're reaching more today, but we've been at it 29 years, and so as volunteers here, and a lot of them have retired out. But we, like the Vampire Killer 2000, we've got like 2,500,000 copies out there, and it's done an absolutely fantastic job. We get officers and soldiers that contact us, even retired ones who had read the Operation Vampire Killer 2000, and some were thrown out of office as police officers and soldiers because they read it too.
Well, anytime you're trying to hand out information about the Constitution and Bill of Rights being really the only authority in this country, you're gone after. It's unfortunate. We thank you so much for joining us. We'll have Russell Wood at the top of the hour. Infowars.com, prisonplanet.tv.
This is the shipping version of the Liberty unit. It's the basic unit that we work with. It consists of 14 cases and a pail of sprouting seeds and a sprouter. Extremely well balanced, and this is the one that we adjust for special dietary needs, like diabetics and people with gluten intolerances. Also, those who are concerned about not having any soy products or textured vegetable protein, this is the unit that we adjust for special needs. All of these one-year supplies are extremely well balanced. They have all the fruits and vegetables and dairy products, everything that you need for a normal diet, and it fits most people. But if you have special needs, if you're a vegan, or if you're a diabetic, or have gluten intolerances, please call us directly and we'll be able to adjust your unit to fit what you need. The 800 number is 800-810-4441, and that will get our administrative office, and we'll help you as best we can.
It's the 4th hour of the Alex Jones Show. I get pumped every time I hear this music. It's just like, yeah, taking on the empire.
Alex always has the coolest music. It's not fair.
He does have the coolest music. You're right. This is some cool music. I am Jason Bermas, sitting in for Alex all week. Folks, please support us. Don't listen to that ridiculous caller about an hour ago saying that we're, taking all this money and doing God knows what with it. I don't have a yacht. I ain't rocking diamonds. There's no gold around my neck. We need your support so we can make more videos. We can do a 4-hour radio show a day. I can do a 2-hour weekend program. I mean, Alex is on the air for 22 hours at least, and that's when he doesn't go into overdrive a week, and that's on air. Do you know how much preparation it takes to do a 4-hour radio show? I got to get here an hour early just so I can go over the news. It's unbelievable. We're riding shotgun with Bob Dacey, of course, of thesimpletruthonline.net, and we're about to welcome our guest, C. Russell Wood, who is a farmer from Missouri Arcs and the president of Property Rights Congress. He and his organization have protested against the NAIS premise for IDs against hunting licenses on privately owned property, along with other property rights issues. Thanks for joining us, Russell.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Why don't you give the viewers just a brief synopsis of who you are and what this is all about?
Okay, we're a group of property owners here in Missouri, basically. We look out for the interests of private property rights. We try to ward off the never-ending infringement by non-governmental organizations as well as governmental organizations. Our latest battle here is dealing with the Missouri Department of Conservation. It was on your program about a month ago, and the situation then was that they were proposing several rate increases, but the thing that affected us most was their plan, their request. They currently permit no-charge permits for hunting deer and turkey on your own property if you own 5 acres. They wanted to extend that to so you had to own 80 acres, and that affected some 70, 80,000 landowners that would have to then start buying permits to hunt on their own property. And they also wanted to have you register the legal description of your property into this property registry that would be for the Missouri Department of Conservation. They withdrew virtually all of their requests for change, except the property registration part. That they are still hanging on to, but they did back off the implementation date for 6 months, and they changed the rhetoric. They softened the rhetoric. Before the comment period, which ran back in December, before that they were telling us how it was going to be. After they received, now these are their numbers, I don't know how accurate they are, but the numbers they put out was that they received 17,000 comments from 10,000 people in a 30-day period. Our organization, our Ozark Property Rights Congress Group, we submitted the letter to the director of the Missouri Department of Conservation, explaining to them what we would do as property owners, that we would not buy their permits, that we would post our property and not allow hunting with those who had permits and so forth, and that we weren't going to register our property.
All right, we'll come back right after this, Russell. It's the Alex Jones Show, Infowars.com, PrisonPlanet.tv.
Everything we said came true. Everything we've done's been right.
We are back with Russell Wood. And Russell, I just want to see if I've gotten all the information correctly. First of all, they want you to get a permit to hunt on your own land. And it used to be that if you own 10 acres, you didn't need this permit. But now you have to own up to 80 acres to be without this permit. Secondly, when you do get this permit, they also want you to give a record of all of your property. And then the third thing, I'm not quite sure if I got this right, but they're going to allow other people who have permits to hunt on your privately owned land?
That is the landowner's prerogative. Mm-hmm. What we as landowners are wanting to do is just post our property for no hunting until this whole matter is resolved. Now, the part about the acreage limitations, they've dropped that. Okay. If you own at least 5 acres, they will give you a no cost, a free permit. But you know, there's something about these permits. They want you to have one. They won't charge you for it. But when you get these permits, you sign them. Mm-hmm. And when you do this, as is with so many other things that you're asked to sign, it'll say, by signing this, you agree to, and blah, blah, blah. Mm-hmm. And therein, you give away, quite often, so many of your rights. And there's a big question as to what authority people such as Conservation Department employees have. But once you've signed these permits, if you'll read the fine print, you'll see that by signing this permit, you give us the authority to do so-and-so. Mm-hmm. Which
basically,
means
you're turning over your authority to the state, whereas you're a sovereign individual and it's your property and you should be able to do whatever you like on it. You shouldn't have to beg for permission and then put yourself under the legislation of somebody else. Bob?
Russell, this is Bob Dacey. I'm trying to understand. You know, when they come up with stuff like this, they always have some ostensible reason why it's wonderful and good. How do they try to sell this garbage?
Okay, the reasons that they gave for this was that it would raise more money for them, which they feel they are cash-strapped. The fact of the matter is they are amongst the very richest of any wildlife management agency in the nation.
Basically, it's just a money grab. They just want to get some more money and take more control of your land.
That's their excuse, but it's also a power grab.
It's a power grab and a money grab, both, right? Well, that figures.
That's exactly right. And the money part, they are the largest single landowner in the state of Missouri. They have 2,300 employees. They're hardly a pauper group. We have here, they were able to get a constitutional amendment passed wherein they get a 1/8 cent sales tax forever. There is no ending on it. There is no control over it by the legislature. It goes directly to them.
So basically, you're the milk cow and they're the milking machine.
And they want to put more stringent regulations on us. The one thing they're hanging on now, they backed off on the rest of it, but